Hi, Sparkles. Welcome back to Intuitive Wisdom. This is episode 194. And in this episode, Christina and I sit down for a monthly check-in. We start with a look back at July. How did your word for the month feel in real life? Could you appreciate the chaos? From there, we explore what's lighting us up now, booking more interviews, raising our vibration, feeling like life is a trampoline, in the best way, and even how small changes like talking instead of typing or using ChatGPT for meal planning can shift your energy. We also talk about the collaborations we're excited to create and the reminder of who I am is enough. And of course, Christina's August card pool that you definitely won't want to miss. If you're craving a fresh month with a more regular rhythm and space for joy, inspiration, and connection, this conversation will set you up beautifully. Here we go. Welcome to Intuitive Wisdom, a space where insight meets energy and intuition leads the way. I'm K. Margaret Solorio, author, Angel Reiki Master, biotech graduate, and a guide for those seeking alignment in their home and life. Whether you're navigating change, clearing emotional clutter, or simply craving clarity, Intuitive Wisdom invites you to slow down, tune in, and rise into your authentic self. New episodes weekly. Come home to your own knowing. Before we dive into today's episode, August Insights with Christina, I want to take a moment to share a beautiful review we received. The insights, information, and tools K. Margaret provides have been so valuable for my soul growth. I've learned to listen and connect deeper to my intuition and have really come to trust myself as I grow. Truly knowledgeable in what she provides. Thank you so much for your kind words, Duff DBS BCC. Your feedback means the world to me. And with that, also a reminder that you can take my free quiz. It's called Is Your Home Supporting Your Expansion? It only takes a few minutes and you'll get deeper insight into how your space may be influencing your energy and where you might want to start shifting things. You can find it at deliciousease.com/quiz. And if your space feels heavy, stuck, or just a little off, I offer a service called the Home Frequency Reset, a remote, so we can connect from anywhere in the world, intuitive, energetic refresh designed to bring your home back into harmony with you. Perfect if you're craving a fresh start or a deeper alignment with your vision. And last but not least, my book, Make Ease Your Vibe, is available now on Amazon, both in paperback and Kindle. It's filled with practical strategies for shifting your energy, managing your time intuitively, and raising your daily frequency. When you grab a copy, you'll also get access to exclusive bonuses for each chapter at deliciousease.com. All right, here are August Insights with Christina. Welcome back, Christina. Thank you again for joining me. I'm super excited for our monthly check-in. I've got my pen out so I can take notes because I know it's going to be inspirational. How are you? How was your July?
I am doing well. Thank you so much. It's always so nice to see you, Kay Margaret. My July was really, we packed a lot in. I was just
Yay.
looking over, and I was like, the last week I just got back. I told you too that we were on a little trip with friends, and so I just got back and I was like, oh, I feel like maybe we didn't do as much as I thought. And I started looking over my thing, and we did a lot. I forgot how much we got in just the last few weeks, but I feel like going into the summer and into the last couple of months, I've been really focusing on like bringing in more joy and vibrancy and all of these things. And I feel like it didn't feel like so much for me looking back because it felt really easy and it was really flowy. And so it didn't feel hard. Like it wasn't like, I feel like in June, it was this conscious effort of like trying to get all these things in that I wanted to do and breaking that routine of like just being in my normal everyday and like purposely trying to bring in more activities and more fun. And so as wonderful as it was, it also felt more like it just took more mental effort. And this past month, I feel like I have not been putting in the mental effort to do it. And it's just kind of organically been happening. And like our days we're going so smoothly. There's still things that like
You sound surprised.
I seriously, there's still things that like I feel like I need to work on and that I want to bring more focus to. But we had my son's best friend lives up north, and so every summer we usually take him for a couple weeks, and then my son goes up for a couple weeks.
Oh,
And so I
wow.
have more children, and it felt easier. I have less children now, which sometimes is also harder because then there's not, somebody to occupy, and it's still feeling pretty good. And like, I don't know, I feel like just focusing on some of these things, and there's more things that I want to bring in, and I'm still, like at the end of the month, I'm feeling a little tired, if I'm being honest. But
Hmm.
that's just because we have been going for so long and we did just get back from vacation. So actually when I started this morning, I was like, I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm gonna have like lower energy and maybe this month is not gonna be, and I'm looking at it and that's just not the reality. So my temporary feelings of just feeling like tired in the moment or tired this morning after all this activity is not reflective of the overall month. And so, like, taking this time to look back and being able to reflect and, like, notice all of that instead of just
Hmm.
basing it on solely my temporary current feelings.
I love that. And you reminded me last month you pulled a card, and I don't remember the title exactly, but it was something like had to do with chaos, like appreciating the chaos. And that really stuck with me this month, and it kept coming up. Like little things where I'm used to a schedule, like I do the workout videos as well, and they kind of have a tempo to them. Like I usually do it Monday through Friday. So like Monday's always leg day or whatever it is. And that got interrupted. And so then Monday wasn't leg day. And it was funny, like for these little things, or like you were saying, the different tempo almost. Like I usually hold a fairly strict schedule with my kids. I really value sleep. And this year I've kind of they're a little older and I've started to get let that go and say, you know what, it's summer, enjoy the summer and you can sleep in. I can't, but I'm a little more tired, but that's okay. And they've just felt like such expansive days. Like we had family game night on a weeknight. I was like, what's happening? This is hilarious and so much fun. So I agree. Allowing that chaos to show you something new has really, I've benefited from that too.
Yeah, and isn't it funny? Because I do think that we're often taught, or like coming into my thought process is usually like I got to get my all of my stuff in line. I have to have it all like set because that's how I'm going to get the most done. And sometimes it is that like reminders of like letting go a little bit and how that allows more space too and allows you to come up and show up in a different way. So, yeah, I'm a little tired right now. And honestly, like I started out June and the beginning of July, like getting up with the sunrise, like doing all of my stuff. And the last couple of days since we got back on a couple days ago, Monday, and I've been sleeping in.
Nice.
But
Or also naps are a thing.
right,
The
like, but
afternoon,
like,
take 10 minutes.
yes, like allowing myself the and not like beating myself up about it and being like, oh, I need to get back on that. Like, yeah, I do want to get back on that because I do feel really good in that energy and being able to start the day that way. And also, like, my body needed some extra rest. It hasn't gotten it.
Hmm.
So, like, really tuning in and honoring that is just a lesson that I feel like I keep relearning all the time.
Yeah, I've got lots of lessons I relearn.
Yeah.
I
How was July for you?
Yeah, it was good. What sticks out is that so in June, I started pitching myself to other podcasts to be a guest. And so I had some of those interviews in July, and that was the first round. And going through that wonderful of like getting super nervous and trying to figure everything out, and then doing it a few times, going, okay, I know my stories or I know where I'm coming from and how these things tie together. And it was so much fun. And one woman who interviewed me had read my book and asked a million questions about the book. And I was just like, oh, my heart is so full. Like she found value from it and was really appreciated it. And I was like, that feels so good to get that feedback or to be able to interact and answer questions. And so I've done another round and I hope to keep that going. That was probably my favorite. Also, we're going out of town, so I pushed to get a little ahead in my podcast episodes, and I've gotten good response for guests. So I think I can maybe take like 3 more for the year. Like I got a flurry of me interviewing others. So that feels really good because that feels like, oh, then that just frees up more space for something else new to come in. And we've been doing some cleaning in the house. And that's what I keep saying, like, make space for the new stuff, make space for the new stuff. So that feels good too.
Yeah. I love all of that. And I feel like when you like put yourself out there, it is scary, but also I feel like more often than not, I am getting so much more out of those interactions, of those um that push to myself. And then like you're getting back this boost and this feedback. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
like the work that I'm doing is important and the work that I'm doing is impacting other people. And being able to have that, I feel like brings you more energy. And now, like you're
Yes.
saying, now like I have all this calendar filled out. Now what am I going to do with this energy that I'm getting from doing all of this? And like what possibilities do I have now have open to me?
Yes, I find it very exciting. I started writing my next book. First I wanted to do a fiction and I couldn't quite get there into the flow. So I switched back to another nonfiction about podcasting. This month is through, or July is 3 years of my podcast. So I was like, oh, I've got some knowledge. And now that I have a little more clarity in communication of what I offer and how I offer, I feel a lot better with that. I was like, okay, I can use that voice, for lack of a better term, in writing this book. So that's been really fun to get back into writing. I'm not quite daily consistent, but it's moving. Like I think I'm on chapter 3. So I feel like, okay, this is happening. And that is just so exciting for me. So I'm working on that too. And also just getting the home frequency reset service that I do is still fairly new, moving from working with individuals to working with homes, and getting, like you said, sometimes just getting the validation is really confidence boosting and exciting. So talking to people on interviews about it, I got to do more sessions. And then I've been doing more episodes on my podcast, like solo episodes on my podcast about homes and the energy in your home. And I've been getting comments back. I feel like sometimes when we create podcast episodes, they go out and you can see the numbers that people are listening to them, but it kind of feels like a vacuum.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of feedback. And so I've gotten some feedback recently. I was like, awesome. I'm glad. This is because I love it so much. It's just so fun when, I feel like it's the same thing you're saying about how you've raised your vibration and focused on joy and vibrancy. And that's been reflected back to you and in your day and your life and everything. And that's how this feels like. I'm so excited about working with homes and learning about it. And I've just been reading more too. And then to have that reflected back is yeah, you feel like you're on a trampoline. Like you said, it gives you more energy.
Yeah, and I think that when you're doing that and when you get to be able to be in a space where you get to talk about things that you're passionate about, be able to share with other people that are also like interested and excited about it, that it just lifts up all of the other things that are going on. And I feel like as I've been like, my focus has been joy on vibrancy and doing all of those things. But as I'm doing it, I'm also like realizing that I'm getting all these other structures in place. Like my meal planning has been so much better because I've just been doing it. And I feel like
Sorry,
yeah,
I
no,
have to
go ahead.
interrupt. I tried ChatGPT for meal planning.
Did you?
Do
How
you
was
do
it?
that? Oh my God, it's hilarious. Once I saw an interview, I know, scrolling someday, whatever, like a mini little, I'm not articulating well, a little video of Aretha Franklin being interviewed. And that was a male interviewing her. And he said, like, what's the one thing you fear or like don't look forward to the most in your day? She's like, coming up what to make for dinner, coming up with what to make for dinner. And he looked at her and was like, you cook still? Because like it's Aretha
Right.
Franklin. And she goes, yeah, I have a family and now I got to figure out again what to make for dinner. And it's like, yeah, it kind of sucks the joy sometimes out of the
I
art
feel
of
that
cooking.
so deeply.
Right. So now I talk to ChatGPT. I like make a list of everything I've got in the kitchen. I sit down on the weekend. It used to take me an hour with the menu, like to look at, because I don't want to be wasteful. So I try to plan it and I'll go shopping once a week. So I was like, great, get it done, plan it. Don't worry about it. And now I sit down with ChatGPT for maybe 15 minutes and say, here's what I've got. I need a family menu for this day to this day. Here's kind of what I'm thinking. Make it happen. And then you just have to, tell it to fix stuff and also make me a shopping list. And then I just print it out and hang it on the fridge, and nobody has to ask me 15 times a day what's for dinner because we all love food in this house. And the list is there. It's anyway, meal planning. Mine has changed a little bit
I
too.
I love that because I have an app that I use that I pull in recipes and stuff, and then I can just go in and put it in and it'll make my grocery list for me. I've tried to mess around with ChatGPT a little bit for that, and I have not been able to get it to be as successful as you're saying, but I think that's
Too
because we
many
have
emojis, but otherwise, yeah. You talk to it. If you use the talk, not typing,
Oh, okay, maybe that's what I need to. But I
it
think that
flows better.
when
And you
I've
can just,
done when I've done it, it's like, okay, well, I'm allergic to these things or whatever, and then it'll put it in, and I'm like, but no, remember, I'm allergic to that. You can't. And it's like, oh yes, I've noticed that, and then it'll put it through, and it's in there again. So I think maybe as ChatGPT is evolving, because this was months,
yeah, it does evolve.
maybe it's
Like
probably
I have the free version, and
probably
this
better
month it
now.
says you've used too much time.
Yeah.
You're getting bumped back to the other version. I was like, great, I don't know the difference. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds fine. But yeah, like just getting into and bringing that flow into it. And I feel like because my energy is better in general, that then I'm not approaching it with that same like, oh my gosh, what am I going
That's
to make for
gold, isn't
dinner?
it? Yeah,
Yes.
setting
And
the
so then
tone.
it's just smoother. And now that I've done it enough times, like it's been a couple months where I've been pretty consistent on like getting it, doing it, making all the meals. And so now it's not this thing that I'm like, it feels like this big mountainous task. I feel like
Yeah.
before I would procrastinate, I'd push it off, I'd make it be this big thing, and then it always was this big thing. And the same for like household stuff or things like that. Like you're talking about the energy in the house. I feel like we have gone through and really made an intentional effort over the last couple of years to kind of get on some really regular rhythms with our household and being able to kind of stick to that. And I've actually this past month too, like made and printed out checklists for the kids. So I used to just write it on a whiteboard every day, but I got sick of writing it on the whiteboard. So I gave them their own checklist with like for the day and then for each of the days of the week. Like I said, my son's friend was here, and so I'd go work out in the morning, or go take my daughter and walk her up to swim, and I'd come back, and they would already be like, "Okay,
Checking
what's
stuff
next
out.
on your checklist? Like, let's get all these things done." And it was just like so eye-opening for me of just like, yeah, if I just give them what they need, and I mean, they had extra motivation, they said too, because they knew that if they were asking me to be able to do things that they wanted to do, I would
Smart
probably
kids.
ask if they got their checklist done
I
first.
always tell mine, get yourself into a good negotiating position and we could talk.
Exactly. Exactly. But it just felt good for them. It felt good for me because I was getting the things that I needed to. And like I said, we had extra people in the house and everything's still fine. And it wasn't like I was living in a trash pile, which is sometimes how I feel like, like everything just comes in and gets dropped at everybody's feet. And so it was just those little things that I think could be like really boring or monotonous or feel like just these things that I'm putting off. But when they're just done regularly, it takes so much less time. It's so fast and easy. And I already have like the steps. I don't have to rethink it. I don't have to come up with it all over again. Like you're saying, like outsource it, give it to ChatGPT, just do it for me. Here's the stuff. And being able to take advantage of some of that, I feel like has been so helpful in creating and like you're doing, like you're up leveling all these areas. So like how can you make all this other stuff easy?
Yeah. Oh, I love all that. All right. I feel like we should look forward to because I'm
Yeah.
feeling good about July. What are you excited for in August? Do you want to try something new? Are you continuing to work on something? How's that feel?
Yeah, so I want to get back into some better rhythms with our like just evening things. I'm not really strict about it, but I do want to be able to get my mornings back, and I do need to be able to do that with starting my evenings a little earlier than I have been. With a couple of teenagers at home, they've been quite late. But I think in terms of my overall, I want to start, and we had talked a little bit about this at the end of our last call too. I have started reaching out for collaboration opportunities. I want to continue to do that, like you were talking about. I do think that raises the overall vibration. I feel like it's just fun. I really enjoy the conversations that I have with other people. So being able to continue to do that. And I want to
Are you
start
still,
to,
sorry, are you still doing your coffee chats where you
I have
meet
not
people
done
there?
those in a
No.
while, no. So opportunities like that, and I feel like also the maintenance of it, because I'm not always great at maintaining those relationships afterwards. I'm not great on social media. It's hit or miss, and trying to be able to continue those relationships. It works better when I have like these conversation type things. So being able to schedule more of that or be able to have more opportunities to be able to go back and actually the one of the collaborations that I talked to was one of the ones from my coffee with a stranger dates that I just reached out again to. And it was great and it was wonderful. And we're talking about all these other opportunities. But just being able to have more of that regular
Hmm.
interaction and then also looking at ways that I can continue to build on what I have, but also to bring more and work on finding more opportunities to utilize my voice. So writing more or making more content or doing more things like that where I feel like primarily over the summer, and I've been taking it easy in some of my business stuff, so that's been great. But looking at and just playing with different opportunities to be able to explore other ways, again, in a very playful, light, not like super strict or like with a certain goal in mind.
Yeah. But
But
like
just
writing articles or maybe?
yeah, just writing more in general. I mean, at some point, I would love to write a book, possibly.
Yay.
Yeah, but like just looking at other opportunities that I can start to bring that in, and just just play around with that area more, and be able to start bringing more of those ideas out as well.
Yeah. I vote you at, maybe you can ask ChatGPT or just look like pitch yourself to conferences or to writing articles just to,
Mhm.
yeah, I love the collaboration. This week I read a book on LeBron James, actually about his business career, kind of, obviously as a result of being a basketball superstar. But it was really interesting. And I think the one big takeaway I had was people and connections. As he grew and like went to the next level and the next level, he like not only had a core group of people around him that he really trusted, but that like yeah, as he met new people, they formed new collaborations and they could hatch new ideas. So it really who he knew and what he was willing to go out and meet seemed to make a really big difference. And it sounds obvious, but I think it's just a different vibe. You know, we focus so much on like, okay, I need to get myself ready and present myself out there. And then it's like, okay, wait, no, collaborate. Who I am is good enough. And I've got all these ideas. Let's see what magic happens when it's not just me.
And Kay Margaret, I just want to go back because you saying that, I think you kind of said it as kind of a throwaway, but I think that that is really important for your listeners, for our listeners too, is that who I am now and like doing all of the getting ready to then go out and be, when I'm this version of me, then I'm going to go out there and do it. But like, no, I'm good now.
Yeah.
And being able to accept where we're at and be able to move from that space. And I think also one of the things that I know that I can get hung up on is that I feel like I'm constantly learning, I'm constantly evolving, I'm constantly growing. And so sometimes I feel like I may tamper my message down or not share as loudly because I am thinking that maybe I don't have all the information yet, or that I
Hmm.
like might evolve my opinion if I get more. And being able to give myself the opportunity to be able to say that I am a growing and evolving human, that my opinions do grow and evolve and change as I grow. And being able to see it as more of like, I don't remember where I had heard it, but I think it was in a book that I was reading, but doing it as like, this is a stamp in time. And so like this is being here and us even sharing this conversation, this is a stamp in time. And this is where we are now. And if we are to do this conversation again in 6 months, it'll probably be totally different. And just knowing that and being able to just see it as that, as like, this is more of the like landscape of my life and being able to allow myself to have those stamps in time rather than just waiting and then showing it when I think that I'm done or I'm full, because I'm never going to feel that way. And so allowing us the space for that and being able to just be like, and here's what I felt like, and here, and at this point in time, and then this is what I felt, and like seeing that growth and allowing others to see that growth too. Because I think so
Yeah.
often we sit there and we look at somebody else and we're like, oh my gosh, all these things that you're doing. And
Hmm.
and I'm so far behind, but they didn't get there that way. Like they went and evolved along that journey too.
I love that you pointed that out because I agree. That's one of the reasons I like to share these chats. I mean, I obviously benefit from them, but I think it is really good, especially when you're doing a lot of personal development work and it's so much you're in your own world. Yeah, it's a good reminder that we're all in it together, but also that now is the time and that in order to become who you want to be, you get to start now and not just wait till it looks a certain way that you think it's supposed to look from your current vantage point.
And sometimes it's so much more powerful and relatable to just like, no, and that is one of the reasons why I do like to do these behind the scenes too, because it's like, this is the real life. This is what's going on. Like, I am always going to have certain things that I'm struggling with. I'm always going to have certain things that come easy to me now. And to know that that changes and to be able to go back, like I said before, like I'm relearning lessons that I have learned over and over and over again. I will continue to relearn them because that's just the cycle of what it is. I start focusing on one area and then maybe some of the other things I forget about, and I have to like bring that back. And so having this opportunity for other people too to be like, you're great where you're at, whatever area, whatever thing that you're looking at, like
Here's your
we are
sign.
all in it. Yeah. We are all in it and it's fine.
Yeah, that's fantastic. For me, for August, I would say I just keep going. I wrote outreach and marketing as a focus for me for August, but I feel like that's kind of the same thing. Getting out, being open to collaborations, pitching yourself more, feeling comfortable, getting more comfortable with it. I don't know if I'll be all the way comfortable, but keep working on my book, keep working on my podcast. It's like a lot of the same thing. The new thing I want to try is Insight Timer. Do you ever use that app?
Okay, I've heard of this. I don't think I've used it though.
Okay.
Tell me
I
more.
use it fairly regularly. I mean, it even has like bedtime stories. My son used to really follow a lady and loved the way she read bedtime stories. And that helped in the evenings. But it has like meditations and music. I just use the free version, but I enjoy it. And so I realized recently that I could be like, you can sign up as a teacher and add content.
Whoa.
So I'm thinking that I want to try that out in August and see how that goes.
That. I love that. So, okay. So what I like about what you're going for too, for your goals too, is that you have like what are would be more maintenance goals now at this point. Like you've already done the work, you already kind of are in the flow with the outreach. Yes, it's going
Yeah,
to
I have a
be.
structure to it. And I have
Yes.
gotten over the fear of like, I've taken away I used to research so much about podcasts and like put on all this personal information and not really get a lot of feedback or response is the word I'm looking for. And now I made my little media kit. I have my little email template. I find some I think might be in alignment. I just send them. And then if they respond, I go listen.
Yeah.
Safe.
And then it's saving you so much time too.
Yeah, but you're right. I've got that structure now and that makes
Yeah.
it easier.
But then you have that, and then it's like, okay, so I'm going to continue to
Yes.
do this because this is working, this is good. I'm going to continue to do this. And the new thing that I'm adding is that I'm looking at this other thing, which will take a little bit more research, will take a little bit more like
Yeah.
just
But I'm
stepping
hoping
outside.
also repurpose content. Like there are
Yeah.
some podcast episodes that would fit and a lot of stuff I've done before that could do. I don't know. Well, so I'm excited to
But it
try.
seems doable, right? So then it's like a
Yes.
progress goal where it's building on what I
Yes,
already have.
exactly.
And then I'm just bringing in this new little thing. And then I'm just going to utilize what I have. Like, again, like, how can I make this be easy and still expand myself? Like, you're still in this whole up leveling process,
Yes,
but
please.
you're doing it from a space of like, all right, I'm here now. This is normal. This is my new normal. I just reach out to people and I just do this regularly, and this is fine now. And then also, now I want to bring in this new thing, and I'm looking at it from a way of how can I repurpose? How can I bring this in and let this be this just next little layer?
Yes, that's what it feels like. You're so good at articulating things. Is there anything else you wanted to add, or do you have any cards
I
that you
do
can
have a
share?
card. No, I think that one of the things that I've seen, and I think that we all might be feeling for August, is like this push towards leadership, towards communication. It may feel a little bit in and out with the energy and just kind of moving towards or moving with that, and allowing space for that. So I think that even the stuff that we've been talking about has all kind of been in alignment of that, of like push when the energy's there and not
Hmm.
when it isn't. Um, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I feel like August for me is kind of the end of summer, but also feels like it's getting into fall, even though we homeschool, so we don't have that like strict
Cut
cutoff
off.
time.
Yeah, our kids start
Um,
in August.
yeah, so like just giving all of ourselves that space to continue to like use that expansion and also be able to use the energy going forward, but being able to also give ourselves the grace that moving into a busier time of year. I mean, a lot of times that September, August, like that school start is like the new January, like things just
Hmm.
start moving. So knowing that that's coming and being able to give us space for that as well, which does pair nicely with the card that I have, which is the relaxation.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
On a warm, peaceful autumn night, a gentle haze softens the light of the full moon. The songs of nightbirds softly emerge through the dark against the backdrop of the sonorous outpouring of the frogs that line the lake shore. The stillness allows your senses to expand. You inhale the earthy dampness in the air, hear the nuances of the night sounds, look at the muted reflections of the moon in the lake, and sense the deep quietude of the night. A full moon is occurring close to the autumn equinox, is called a harvest moon. The harvest moon symbolizes that all you have worked for is coming to fruition. In other words, you can put your feet up, relax, and let go. When you receive this card, relax. All is well. No need to strive or push to get ahead. Beneath the surface of life, everything is gently propelling you in the right direction. You can lay down your burdens and simply unwind. Slow down and allow calmness to fill you. When you relax and relinquish control, your intuition expands, and you create the space for your spirit guardians to help you. Additionally, it's vastly easier to heal and have positive outcomes in life when you are rested and not filled with worry and a need to control outcomes. Lie back, stretch out, and watch magic unfold in your life.
Goodness, that's fantastic. Um, that's a lesson that I need to learn over and over again. So it's so beautiful to hear it so directly put. And I'm definitely going to carry that with me this month of just let it go. And I think there was a little unwinding in July of that from the chaos of like, look, this can be okay not to have all that structure. But when you said the pushing, I often push myself. And then I remember like human design generator frustration means out of alignment. Don't push because then you just get frustrated. So sometimes I remember that. But the whole idea of letting it go feels like a whole nother level of ease and trust. And back to you saying, like, we are enough as we are right now, like that kind of energy. I'm now very excited to see what August brings.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that when we take ownership of those feelings, when we come from an energy of push and strive and trying to prove, I feel like that can often be felt outside and
Mm-hmm.
being able to come from it from a like, I just want to share the things that I love and I want it to resonate and I want it to be available for other people. And moving from a like, what's in it for me? Like, I want more of this. I want to be seen more. I want to have more things to a, I want to impact. I want to be able to have someone else be able to receive this and be able to use it. And moving from that of like that relax, I think that that shift of moving from what I want out of it to what I want to bring to other people or what I want to be able to offer and have available and how I want to make an impact. It's something we hear all the time, but really being able to embody that allows for more of that relaxation. Because if I'm not pushing so hard because I'm trying to prove myself and what I'm doing with the work that I'm doing and all of these things, that I'm going to then be able to have a bigger impact because I'm just doing it from a point of serving others and being able to relax and like let go of any expectations on the outcome of what that is and just trust that I have these desires for a reason and I'm doing what I'm doing for a reason, and that I don't have control over the outcome, but I can just allow myself to be used as a vessel for whatever that is to be. And that doesn't require any pushing for me. That just requires me to allow the space and be able to allow myself to be utilized in that way.
And to trust your intuition.
Yeah.
So that you can be you.
And when you're not pushing, I feel like you're so much more in tune with your intuition, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's not like thinking with my mind of what I should be doing next. It's just
Amen.
really allowing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. And I think a great note to end for this month. Thank you so much. And I love these conversations, but happy August.
Happy August.
Thank you for joining me on Intuitive Wisdom. If this episode brought you clarity or inspiration, please take a moment to leave a 5-star review. It truly helps others find this space. And if someone you love, you could use a shift in energy, share this episode with them. You never know what might resonate. For more, explore my frequency reset service, tune into more episodes, or begin the journey through my book, all at deliciousease.com. That's DELICIOUSEASE.com. All right, until next time, trust your energy, honor your space, and keep coming home to yourself.